Welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star the Flippin' Hippo. Today is Monday, February 10th, and because it's a Monday, that means it's time for What's Sold on eBay! Just like every week, guys, we're going to go on a walk through our Instagram photos from the week, showing you our packages each day, and then we'll jump on over to eBay, where I have chosen some of the highlights of our sales from last week, whether they're BOLOs or bread and butters for you guys to be looking out for when you're outsourcing. So we're just going to jump right on in with today's picture. Can you tell I'm excited? We had 32 sales and 29 packages for the weekend. That's 28 eBay sales and 4 on Poshmark. This is the best weekend we have had in a very long time. Still not quite where we should be, but I'm super happy with it. I'm not complaining. I'm not going to look what did my mom used to say? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Although this isn't really a gift. It's us putting in the hard work, and it's finally paying off. Or things are evening out somewhere. But this is the best weekend we've had in a long time. We have almost 2,200 listings now, so we should be just a little over 10 a day. So 32 sales for the whole weekend is pretty darn good. And again, it's the best we've done in a long time, so we are super happy, super stoked. You can tell from the photo that there's a lot of boxes there, which means a lot of higher end items, higher profit items, and hard goods went. Compared to last Monday, which was only 22 packages, all eBay sales. So that's definitely a huge difference. It's like 10 more sales. It's like a whole nother day's worth of sales. Tuesday of last week, we had 6 packages. 5 were eBay and 1 Poshmark sale. Wednesday were 5 all eBay. Thursday, we had 9 sales and 7 packages. 7 eBay sales and 2 on Poshmark. And on Friday, we only had 3 eBay sales. It was starting to look pretty dismal towards the end of the week, but we had a fantastic weekend. All right, let's jump over to eBay. We're going to start with the Plush, as always, because they're my favorite. You're looking at a zombie virus. This is a giant microbe zombie virus we picked up at the Goodwill for 50 cents. And it sold for $12.25. Accepted a best offer of $12.25 on this little guy, and he shipped first class in a poly bag. This is a giant Cheer Bear Care Bear. Pretty big. You can see that it's 19 inches. Sold for $27 and shipped priority mail in a box for about $8. I think this should have had shipping on it. I just didn't put it on there when I listed her, or I figured because she was $27 that would be okay to have free shipping. Either way, it was still a nice profit, still a good sale for Plush. Next we have Charmander. Charmander is so cute. This is Ban Presto. This is one of the good brands you should be looking out for when you are looking for Pokemon Plush. Ban Presto. Along with Tomy and the Pokemon Center. Those are the 3 good brands for Pokemon Plush. And you want to make sure that they are always official and licensed and not a knockoff, just to avoid getting yourself into trouble on eBay. Anyway, this... Oh, I forgot to say how much the Care Bear cost. The Care Bear was $1.99 at Goodwill. So this Charmander was 99 cents, I believe, at Goodwill. 99 cents. And he sold for $15.30 on a best offer. I don't know why they wanted 64 cents off, but hey. Sold for $15.30, shipped first class in one of our larger poly bags. This one is super exciting. So I always pick up recognizable Nick Jr., Disney Jr. characters from shows that are popular on those channels with kids, Paw Patrol being one of them. I always pick up Paw Patrols when I find them. Most of the Paw Patrols go from like 12 to 18 bucks depending on the size and the brand. This one was super exciting, and what a surprise. So this was 50 cents at Goodwill. And lo and behold, the Apollo Super Pup is apparently a very rare character from the show, or just a rare plush to find on eBay, because when I comped it, I was super pleasantly surprised. I listed this guy for $25.99, expecting to take a best offer of around $20 or $22. I did take a best offer of $20. He sold within it was a day and a half of listing. So you guys keep your eyes peeled for the Apollo Super Pup Paw Patrol. He's got goggles on and a little cape. I would say all Paw Patrol are really good to pick up if you find them for $1 or less. They're pretty good bread and butter. But some of these characters, you get them home and you assume, oh, he's just going to be like every other Paw Patrol. No, this one was a really, really nice find. And you can see that he's not that big. He's only 9 inches. So getting $20 for him was awesome. And he shipped first class in a poly bag. Here is an example of Adora that I picked up because she's a recognizable Nickelodeon character. She was 50 cents. I comped her and people were selling her really, really low, $2 and $3 in some instances. So I just listed mine at 10 and figured I'd sit on her for a while, but she was up for less than a week and sold for the $10 and shipped in a poly bag, first class. Here we have a Disney Winnie the Pooh. This one's only 10 inches. And he's got a little scarf and a little Santa hat. He was 50 cents at the Goodwill. And he sold for $16. And he shipped first class in a poly bag. I picked up this guy because I recognized him from Madagascar. This is the King Julian from the lemurs in that movie. And he was 50 cents at Goodwill. He sold for $12.99 and shipped first class in a poly bag. Speaking of Tomy Pokemon, here's one of that brand. This one was 50 cents at the Goodwill. This is Lucario from the Pokemon family. And he's Tomy, which is a good brand. He was 50 cents. I think I already said that. And he sold for $13.50 on a best offer and shipped first class in a poly bag. And here we have this tiny little monkey. He's a Build-A-Bear Workshop monkey, marvelous monkey. And he was a McDonald's Happy Meal toy. So he's very wee little. Let me show you him next to the ruler. He's not even barely 5 inches big. Very small. He was 50 cents at the Goodwill. Sold for $10. And shipped first class in a poly bag. And we're going to get into some jeans that I wanted to show you. These are the AG Adriano Goldschmied jeans. This is a good brand for you guys to keep your eyes peeled for when you're outsourcing. This pair came from a thread-up box, and so that makes it like $1.76 probably for the pair, depending if it was a box I paid shipping on or not. But rounded or estimated, most jeans that we get from thread-up boxes are right below $2, a little less if we had the free shipping code. This was the Stilt cigarette jean. So just like a lot of the other good brands that you should be looking out for, the ones with the names like this are what people are looking for. The Stilt cigarette jean and other jeans like this that have names, they typically have a following, people who wear them and like the way they fit, and they'll look for them online when they need a new pair. These sold for $22.48 and shipped in a padded flat. Next up, we have a pair of Miss Me jeans. These are nice and embellished, size 28, and they are bootcut. These I accepted a best offer of $35 on. They've been around for a little while. They started their life out at $50, which is where I start most of my Miss Me jeans. The ones that are embellished anyway like this, I start most of them at $50, and then I just kind of lower the price a little bit over time and expect to get $40 or $45 initially, and then I'll go down to like $35. So these have been around long enough that I accepted $35. I paid $6.99 for these at Goodwill, and they shipped in a padded flat. Here we have a pair of women's mech jeans. These are Cape Town, so again, these have a name. They got a certain style. Mech is by Buckle. This is a good brand to be looking out for, guys. I do really well with this Mech, or MEK. I always just say Mech. Anyway, this is a good brand to be looking out for. This particular pair I did snag for only 99 cents. And they sold for $27.61 and shipped in a padded flat. Here we have a J. Garcia tie. This one is called Floating Planes. Most of the Jerry Garcia ties have names. And you can put that in your title as a keyword. It helps if they're looking for a specific tie or whatever. If they're familiar with the J. Garcia brand, buyers may look them up by that name. This one was also silk. Nice tie. We got it from a church sale. It was around 50 cents for the tie. We picked up a bunch of Jerry Garcia and Trump ties that day. We came out with a handful, but yeah, they were all 50 cents a piece if I remember correctly. And this one sold for $14 and it shipped first class. We rolled the tie up real nice in a little roll, and we put it in a Ziploc bag by itself, and then we take the bag and put it in tissue paper and wrap that up with one of our business cards, and then we stick that into the poly bag to ship it. These boots came from a yard sale. This was a yard sale where I got a handful of shoes and handbags and purses. The more I stacked in my pile that I wanted, the better of a deal the girl gave me. I walked away with about 6 items that day for like 20 or 25 bucks. So it was less than $5 for each item. Very good deal. Most everything I got from that girl has already sold, so most of it's just for profit at this point. I did accept the best offer of $15 on these boots, and then they paid for the shipping in addition to that. I wrapped them up real nice in bubble wrap so that they didn't scratch on each other. If you look here, they have like these hard wooden bottom soles, and I didn't want them to nick themselves or scratch themselves or whatever. So I wrapped them up real nice in bubble wrap and put them in a shoebox with some tissue paper, and off they went. And here we have some men's underwear. These were given to us, no cost to us. There were 2. So here's the thing. I wanted to show you guys these because if you find recognizable names like Hanes or Fruit of the Loom in the package brand new out while you're at estate sales or church sales or whatever, make sure they're brand new and unopened in the package. But if you can get them for a couple bucks or a buck, snatch them up, because I took 2 photos and did one listing with the quantity of 2, and I put them up for around $12 a piece, and the guy gave us the best offer of 10, but he bought both. So we sold 2 packs for 20 bucks. It was a really good deal. They shipped first class. I just put them in a little wrap of bubble wrap inside of a poly bag, and then we didn't have any cost of goods on these, so that was a good deal. But we'll definitely be keeping our eyes peeled for any new in package underwear. I think I've heard other people say before that that's a bolo, definitely. Good return on investment, and they sold really fast too. They sold overnight from being listed, so keep your eyes out for those. All right, I got 2 things here I'm going to show you that were like, oh my god, what were we thinking? Why did we source these? They have been around forever. This lamp came from a thrift store that we went to one time, like forever ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was like a quarter. And it's just been sitting around. I think it fell off a couple times and got relisted. It finally sold over the weekend, thank goodness. It sold for $10.31, and then they paid for shipping on top of that, and it went in a priority box. And on the heels of that are these cassette tapes. So I'm laughing, I'm sorry, because these cassette tapes. So back in 2018, There was a woman at a yard sale that had, I don't know if you guys remember those big suitcase-sized cassette tape holders that you would open the lid and individual slots were inside where each cassette tape in its case could go in the slots for organization. If you remember those, you know what I'm talking about. There were like probably 100 in there, and then she had another smaller case that had like another 50 cassettes, and then she had some just set aside. I think they were in a box. Overall, it was like 250, maybe 300 cassettes, right? And she offered to give them all to us for $2, and we were like, we do not want to deal with cassette tapes. So we just kind of told her, no, thank you. We tried to walk away, and she yelled at Keith, I'll give them all to you for $1. Just take them away. Get them off my lawn. Take them away. Take them off my hands. And then he kind of looked at me and shrugged and said, well, they're only $1. So we had these cassette tapes, and the first lot went really fast. We got all the best ones out as far as when we comped them, and we put them in that suitcase thing and sold the whole thing together. So they got like the case, they got both cases I think in that lot, and a bunch of tapes, and then we just had some stragglers and some leftovers that we put together in lots or whatever. I think there might be 2 more tapes up there, but I'm pretty sure this is like get to the last of it. So these were for profit at this point. I mean, we got so many tapes for $1. And I do remember that first lot that sold with the cases went for a really good amount of money, like $25-$30. And then they paid shipping. So I guess, you know, they sat around forever, and I'm glad to see them finally go. But, I mean, when somebody offers you something like that for $1, it's really hard to say no, right? Excuse me. All right, we are down to the remotes, guys. We sold 19 remotes over the week. So that's like 2.5 a day, give or take a little. Hanging tight at that 1% to 2% sell-through rate daily and weekly on the remotes, which is expected on remotes and electronics in general. They're going to have a 1% or higher sell-through rate. They just sell better and faster than clothing does, period. So those are doing really well. Our remotes are hanging in there. We're right where they should be. And then I picked out 3 of them to show you this week. So all of our remotes, most of you have heard me say this before, they sell anywhere from like $8 up to $50 or $60, depending on the remote and the model. Since we bought ours in bulk, we got 3,000 remotes for $1,600, 53 cents a piece, give or take, like 52 cents maybe. Since we got them in bulk like that for so cheap, we are selling all of them that we test that work, whether they're $8, $10, $15, $20, $30, $40. If you are buying these in a one-off situation or a small handful at a time, if you're finding them in estate sales, church sales, thrift stores, and you're buying just 1 or 2 at a time, and you're paying $1 or 50 cents, you probably want to focus more on the ones that have the higher price tags on them, just because you're just buying a handful at a time. Things are a lot different when you buy bulk lots. So I do try to pick a couple out every week that have a little bit higher of a price tag on it to show you guys. And you can always go through our solds if you want to and look at all of our remotes and get the brand names and what they look like. We put all the model numbers here in the title. And then you can, maybe make a running list, write it down, keep it in your head, whatever, for when you're outsourcing. So this one is a JVC TV VCR remote control. Here's the model number. It went for $16.99. I was trying to round up to 17 in my head. $16.99. And I have it pulled up here again because we sold 2 of those this week. Same remote, same model. Sold 2 of them. So that's one that moves quick, and we sold 2 in a week. So I like to showcase those as well, because any of them that you're selling more than one in a quick succession, it pretty much means it's a good model to find, that a lot of people are looking for it. And then we have this Denon. I don't know where I got Denon. Sorry guys. This is a Denon Professional Remote Audio System. There's its model number up there. And we accepted a best offer on this one of $27. So we sold 2 of the $16.99 ones I showed you. This one was $31.99, along with 16 other remotes this week. All of our remotes ship first class. We do a bubble wrap around them and stick them in the yellow craft mailers. I did put a link to those in our Facebook group this morning. I got a lot of messages over the weekend from folks asking me what envelopes we use to ship our remotes in. And so I did put a link if you're in the Facebook group. There is an Amazon link to those for your convenience. And those envelopes are good for more than just remotes. We also use them to ship makeup, video games, DVDs, things like that. If you're not in the Facebook group, you should be. Link to join is down in the description box. It's a really great group, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. How are your sales doing? I did look through our weekend sales thread in the Facebook group. It looked like most everybody had a really good weekend, and things are looking up all the way around for a lot of sellers, which is awesome news. But let me know in the comments how you're doing. I love to hear from you guys. Hit the thumbs up before you leave. It helps the channel. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're at Flippin' Hippos across all social media. Until next time, you guys, go be productive, go make some money. And as always, we really appreciate you watching. Thank you guys. You are the best. Bye.